Welcome to the Bothell Buzz, where you learn about timely topics. Today, we're going to learn about the Main Street Enhancement Project. With me, I have Duta Mbutia, the resident engineer. Thanks for being with me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So parts of Main Street are torn up already. Can you tell us what's been happening?
Yes, what's been happening is that since January, Puget Sound Energy, which is one of the franchise utilities in the city, has been relocating their existing power lines that have been there for decades. And those power lines are very deteriorated, so they felt like it was a good opportunity for them to upgrade their facilities before the project started. The other reason is because once we do the roadway project, we are completely realigning it. So the existing curvilinear alignment is going to be replaced by the old traditional straight alignment, which is just a regular straight street, just the way it used to look back in the day.
So Main Street, instead of curving like it does now, is going to be just straight?
That's right.
Okay, great. So what can people expect as the city works on the Main Street Enhancement Project itself?
So what people are going to see is the first thing will be a traffic shift. The parking that currently exists on the street is going to be impacted. It's going to be moved off the street to give workers working area to change the alignment of the road. They're going to be installing new water lines and new storm drainage on the south half of the road. So more than likely, traffic is going to be shifted on the north half. And because we've had a lot of concerns from business owners about the other adjacent projects that have been blocking the other intersections, we are very cognizant of the fact that we'll have to maintain eastbound traffic, at the very least, coming through Main Street until such a time that the adjacent projects open up the adjacent intersections.
So is what you're saying that basically traffic will be one way part of the time?
Yes.
And parking will be closed on one side of the street at a time?
Parking, I believe, parking may be closed on both sides of the street simply because of the way the alignment of the road is. Because of the angle parking configuration, the parking is normally staggered on either the north side or the south side.
Oh, right, okay.
So in order to mitigate for the loss of parking, one of the first things that we are having our contractor do is to create a gravel parking lot on the vacant lot, commonly known as EFG, that is just to the east of Montaway Boulevard and 522.
So that's right near where the Baskin and Robbins is.
That's right.
Just for a landmark. Is there anything else you can tell people about what to expect in terms of lane closures or detours, that kind of thing?
What I would encourage people to do is keep a lookout on our website for an upcoming meeting that we'll be holding with the public and with business owners and residents in general, just to talk about construction phasing. So we will at some point be closing the street in blocks just because of the kind of work that needs to happen. And when I say work, the kind of high production work that needs to happen is when they're tearing out the pavement and pouring in the new concrete roadway, new sidewalks, putting in new landscaping. So at some point, the street is going to be closed in blocks, but we'll talk about that more in the upcoming public meeting.
Great. And then people can get more information about whether the road's closed or not on the website?
That's right.
And I'm assuming signage?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. Can you tell me a little bit about how the city is working with businesses along Main Street to help them during construction?
Yes, the city is trying to go above and beyond what we typically do on most construction projects. We have actually implemented a public outreach program, which to be honest, actually started back in 2008 when we were trying to conceptualize the street. So we picked up again once we got funding for the construction phase, and we've approached the businesses and asked them what we can do to help them. So as an example, we've come up with flyers that advertise that the businesses are open during construction, and we are trying to coordinate the flyers with a special signage that we are going to be putting up at strategic locations around downtown. And the goal of this signage is to show people, okay, even though the road is closed in this section, you can easily follow this sign that will take you to parking areas and into the backdoor accesses of the buildings that have backdoor accesses. Now, as part of our access program, we are also going to try and maintain walkway along all the businesses. We are going to try and keep it open for the majority of the time so that people can still be able to enter through the front doors. However, when it comes to water line tie-ins, like to tie into the services for the buildings, or when we are redoing the sidewalks in front of their thresholds, we will need to work with the individual business owners and figure out the best time to block their front entrance, pour the sidewalk, and then have it opened up.
Okay. And how are pedestrians going to know how to get around during construction?
One of our engineers came up with a brilliant idea of putting a paw print, a blue paw print on the sidewalk, so that when you come out of the parking lot, just follow the paw print and it will lead you to the front door or to the back door of the businesses. We also have signage that has that same coordinated theme that says follow the paws to our shops.
Oh, that's great. And the paws are tied in with, excuse me, the paws are tied in with Bothell High School, is that right?
Yeah, the Cougars.
The Cougars.
But we also are recognizing that there are some Bothell students who go to Inglemoor High. So we have a helmet also to, like a Viking helmet to represent them.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Not on the ground though, but on our advertising signage.
Okay, super. So I understand that, you already mentioned that parking is going to be impacted a little bit. Can you tell us more about where people can park during construction?
Yes, the gravel parking lot that we are putting to the west of Baskin Robbins is dedicated to the business patrons who are going to lose parking along Main Street. However, there are other parking areas like in the City Hall parking where our paw prints are also going to lead to. So we are going to show everything on a map, and we are going to try and make it as intuitive and informative as possible.
So I have a sort of bigger picture question, which is why is the city doing this Main Street Enhancement project?
The reason the city is doing this project is because it was part of the overall downtown revitalization plan. The downtown businesses have held down this economy for a long, long time, and they deserve a street that is spruced up to help them better compete with the new businesses that have come into town on the west side of Bothell Way. It is also, being the historic section of town, it also has the oldest facilities, so very old water lines that are deteriorated. There are a lot of drainage issues here, and of course some of the trees that are put in here have damaged the sidewalk. So it's not a very pedestrian friendly street. And during our conceptual design stage, what we heard from the businesses and the public in general is that they want this to be a community gathering place. This is the street where they've had these parades and Safe Halloween, all these wonderful events that the city has held over the years. So we feel that it's a great benefit to the community to have it more pedestrian friendly, have more gathering spaces, set the streetscape up to give the businesses better storefront visibility. There's a lot of good benefits that the project will bring.
Oh, that's great. So tell me, say, 9 or so months from now when this project is all complete and I'm walking down Main Street as a pedestrian, what kind of amenities am I going to see?
Okay, the first thing you're going to notice is wide sidewalks. We are putting in 12-foot sidewalks on each side of the street. Now, right here where we are standing on this block, this sidewalk might look a lot wider because the buildings are set back about 6 feet. So you'll actually have about 18 feet of sidewalk here. And then we're going to have 7 feet of parallel parking. And the parallel parking is going to be made of special, beautiful brick pavers just to break up the look of the pavement. And in this block, between 101st and 102nd, we are incorporating the flexible parking zone, where business owners can choose to work with our permits department to rent that parking space and convert it to a sitting area or a vending display area or whatever they want to use it, which is why we call it a flexible zone. And then you're going to see the road is going to be 11-foot travel lanes, and it's all going to be concrete between Bothell Way and 102nd.
Tell me more about, say I'm walking down Main Street in the summer. I've seen some of the drawings, and they show nice places to sit and other things that we don't really have right now. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes. So at the intersections, we have a lot of open spaces for people to be able to gather over there. And in this block between 101st and 2nd, you will notice we'll maintain this mid-block crossing over here. That is going to also be a sitting area, and an informational kiosk may be installed in the future. Around the parking areas, One of the unique things about this street is that we are not putting the trees in the sidewalk, we are actually putting the trees in the future parking areas. And around the trees, we are actually going to have a seat, like a small seat wall with a seat facing out here. So people can be able to, just stop and hang out and sit and read a book and just watch traffic or meet and hang out and gather.
Nice. So then when there's big events on Main Street, like say Halloween or the Christmas tree lighting, people can use those benches or like 4th of July, watch the parade go by.
Yes, there'll be a lot of sitting opportunities. We are also upgrading the lighting on the street. So again, just going with that pedestrian friendly and pedestrian oriented theme for the street.
Great. Is there anything else about the project that you'd like to add?
So one of the things is that we want to encourage people to keep coming downtown to support our businesses. Just because you see a lot of orange cones out there and it looks like the street is closed, we want to encourage people just to come in, visit the businesses, see what they have on offer, look for the big yellow posters they'll have on their windows, visit our website, see what coupons and punch cards and activities. We're also trying to plan events that keep bringing people to town. Bring your kids, support our downtown businesses. Don't be scared of the construction cones and the torn-up roadway.
Great. And when can people expect that the project will be completed?
We are aiming to have the project completed at least a week before Thanksgiving. And this is because we recognize that Thanksgiving is when all the most important shopping happens on the street. So we are very cognizant of that fact. So I would say a week before Thanksgiving.
Great. Thanks, Judah, for talking with me about the Main Street Enhancement Project.
Thank you, Barbara.
Recently, there was a groundbreaking for the Main Street project. Let's take a look.
Been here for over a century. It's had different phases. Obviously, there was horses and carriages at one point. In my lifetime, after this project's done, this will be the third iteration of Main Street in the last 40 years or so. But it's always been a place where people have gathered in this city. This city's a very, very old city compared to the other cities around us. It's been here over 100 years. And it's always been the place in Bothell where you would go to get goods and services and actually get transportation to and from the city of Bothell. It has a long time coming. There was a vision that was set in place, I guess 20 years ago or so now. And what this street wanted, what the community wanted this street to be is exactly what we have designed and we are going to build this year. We'll have amenities like bike racks, benches, wayfinding signage, and more. I want to thank the Main Street businesses for what they're about to endure on behalf of the entire city. We really appreciate, and we are going to set up as many opportunities as we can to try to get people to come down here during construction. One of the unique things about this road is that most of the businesses do have access on the backside, so please keep that in mind through the construction process. They're all open still. They will more than ever need your support and you to come down here and spend money. The governor came down here shortly after the fire and toured the area, and he got behind, he wrote a letter of recommendation to the Transportation Improvement Board for this project. And I just want to thank them. We did not have the money to do this project, so there's, I guess, the silver lining to having a devastating fire occur on July 22nd, 2016, that this project is now moving forward.
I'm Greg Armstrong with the Transportation and Improvement Board. We're a small state agency that redistributes 3 cents of the state gas tax back to agencies to do transportation projects. We're really excited about the city's vision for this project, the revitalization of Main Street, how they're going to make this into a very pedestrian-friendly street. So this is very exciting to us. It will really give a shot in the arm to this area of downtown. The city of Bothell and TIB has been partners on many other projects. We worked on the redevelopment of 522 and on the Multi-Way Boulevard, plus the 527 project up by Country Village. So we have invested a lot of your state gas tax back into the city of Bothell. These types of projects don't happen, though, without the support of your legislature and your governor. So there's a lot of people that could use transportation money in the state of Washington, and they have decided to invest in communities. So it is really important that when we talk to our legislators, that we thank them for keeping these funds in place and building these critical projects.
On April 14th, our city of Bothell is going to be 108 years old. And like anybody 108 years old, you ought to be looking into a little nip, tuck, maybe a little Main Street facelift. And that's what we are all about. Well, what a ride we've had, beginning with the fire in July that threatened all of Main Street. The outpouring of support from every facet of our community bolstered our spirits and filled us with pride and love of community and for each other. And we are all so grateful for your support here on Main Street. We're beginning the next chapter of our restoration, the main event. And it starts today with our groundbreaking. Fortunately, the city has expedited the project, as we heard earlier, because of the fire, and we're really grateful for that. My message today for all y'all is that Main Street is open for business. And we are looking forward to seeing you all to come down and enjoy with us all the activities of Main Street. We're still having Beer Fest. We're still having wine walks. We're having even more activities than ever. We're having a ladies' night that we're injecting on May 25th to have y'all come down and enjoy some fun. And we'll have our Safe and Sane Halloween. We're going to have my favorite, the Bothell Tree Lighting Festival. And Andy, I did not see you on Santa's lap last year. Did you make it? Come on down to Main Street for some excitement, some adventure, maybe just a little retail romance, and come and help us with our project and enjoy the excitement of our new Main Street.
For more information on the Main Street Enhancement Project, see our website. Thanks for joining us on the Bothell Buzz. See you next time.